Hello, everyone. This is Sinema77, horror and cult film lover. I'm back with another review. This time, we're going to do something a little bit different, okay? Just bear with me, all right? Um, normally I don't really review a lot of TV shows. I think back when I first started my channel, I did a video where I talked about how I really loved the show iZombie and how that was fun and I really enjoy the show because the whole idea is about this zombie and she has to eat brains, and every time she eats somebody's brain, she takes on their personality. So one week she's like on one episode she's a airhead, you know, bubble-headed cheerleader, and the next episode she's like a tough as nails, hard ass military guy and stuff. And I did a video where I talked about how much I loved Beavis and Butthead and things. And like I said, I didn't really review a lot of TV shows or anything, but this one here, this was a limited series. Unfortunately, it only lasted for 2 seasons. But yeah, this one is a lot of fun. And, yeah, this one here is called Manstrokewoman. It's a British comedy from the producer of The Office and starring Nick Frost. Now, here's the thing though, it's like, okay, all right, you have your cast here. You have Nick Frost, everybody, Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, stuff like that. But you also have Ben Crompton, who's right here. Ben Crompton, he's, people have seen him on Game of Thrones. You have Nicholas Brown. You have Daisy Haggard, Amanda Abington, and Meredith McNeil. And the thing is like, it might say starring Nick Frost, but really, this is very much an ensemble show, and everybody on here pretty much gets a moment to shine. Everybody gets they kind of get their own characters, and they get their own, um, you know, they get to really put themselves out there and display their talent and everything. To make it clear, I'll just go ahead and tell you pretty much what the show is about. From Atala, the producer of The Office and The It Crowd, comes the complete first and second season of the BBC's acclaimed new sketch comedy hit about love, sex, relationships, and other bad behaviors between 30 something men and women. Nick Frost of Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz leads an ensemble of England's top comic talents, featuring Amanda Abington, Daisy Haggard, Ben Crompton, Meredith McNeil, Nicholas Burns, and more. Experience all the sometimes rude, often crude, and always hilarious skits that already have over 15 million YouTube hits, including Man Cold, Wedding Cake, Walk in the Park, Operating Theater, Blind Date, and Frost's now classic Uncle Jack, all in the UK sensation that The Guardian calls slices of pure brilliance. And yeah, I mean, I can't really argue with that, the whole pure brilliance thing. Um, I'm going to be honest with you. Okay, there's no nudity in here, but there are a lot of very funny sex jokes. There's a lot of, there's like one where, Nicholas Brown here, it's like he's sitting with Amanda Abington, and they're talking about stuff. He's petting her dog, and she asks him, you want a beer? And he's like, yeah, that'd be good. And so she gets up, goes to the fridge, pulls out a couple of beers, and she walks back into the living room, and he's there humping her dog. And she's like, would you get out of my dog, please? And you could hear the sounds. It's gross and everything. But I'm going to be honest with you though. I think this show is really hilarious. It's funny. You know, for me personally, I can definitely put this on when I just want something. Like if I've had a bad day and I just want something fun to watch, I can put this on and just really laugh at it. Um, the comedy on here, I'm going to be honest with you, it's not for everybody. I think it's funny, but a lot of people are gonna find it offensive because like I said, there's a lot of sex jokes. Um, there's that's kind of the thing. You got the three men and the three women on the show, and everybody gets everybody gets dished on, everybody gets picked on. So if you're not, if you don't like jokes aimed at women, don't watch the show. If you don't like jokes, making fun of men, don't watch this show. Because everybody kind of gets a little bit of Everybody gets a bit of razzing on this show. Everybody does. Nick Frost, everybody. Nobody escapes, so like there are jokes, there's comedy sketches on here where they you got Meredith McNeil and she's married to Nick Frost's character, and no matter whatever Nick Frost tries to do, she keeps telling him to read the instructions, but it's a joke. Typical man, he's not going to bother reading the instructions, and it always comes back to bite him in the ass every single time. Like at one point, he's feeding the dog, and she's talking on the phone. She says, "What are you doing?" He's like, "What does it look like I'm doing? I'm feeding the dog." And she's all like, "Did you see the diet sheet that the vet gave us?" And he's all like, "I think I know how to feed a dog properly." And she's like, "Why is it you won't read the instructions and stuff?" And he's all, "Look, he's a dog. If he doesn't like it, he's not going to eat it." So. It's like, "See, boy, you like it, huh?" And then the dog explodes and he's covered in blood and guts and everything. He looks at her and he's like, "Yeah, I better have a look at those papers." Of course, by then it's too late to do anything about it. So you see, yeah, you got jokes, aimed at men, but you got some aimed at women too. But yeah, it is. It's fair. It's equal on here. So if one person's going into this thinking like, "Oh my God, it's all jokes, aimed at women and stuff," it's like some of them are, but there are jokes aimed at men too. Okay, so but yeah, there's like one joke with Meredith McNeil and you know Simon Pegg. They're in a car. They just get done having sex, and he's like, "I can't believe it. Oh my God, it's like this is great and all this. It's like I can't believe a hot woman like you went for me and all this." And so she tells him, "Yeah, buddy, I really didn't go for you. Actually, I'm a call girl. I'm a prostitute." And she's like, "Yeah, that's you know me. I think it's like $25." And so he's all like, "Oh, okay. Well, I think I should tell you that I'm a taxi driver, and it's like here we are. We're pretty far out. So to get you back to town, it would probably be, I think he said, 25, $30. So yeah. So why don't you just give me the $5 you owe me? I'll drive you back to town." But yeah, this show it's really really funny. You got like Ben Crompton's character there, with the balloon animals, and so he's sitting there, he's tying balloon animals, and he's entertaining kids and stuff. Well, Nicholas Brown, his character comes up, and he's got his kid with him, and he's all like, "Hey, you ought to be ashamed of yourself." He's like, "Why? What's the matter?" And he's like, "How dare you give these kids very lewd and suggestive, you know, uh, balloons and all this other kind of stuff?" And he's, "Sir, I don't get it. What are you talking about?" So he holds up the balloon, and the balloon is like right there. It's like, a giraffe. And so he asks him, he's all like, what would you call this? And he's all like, "It's a giraffe." It's all like, "Really?" Like, "Yeah, why? What did you think it was?" Like, "Well, I thought it was a penis." It's like, "Why would, huh?" He's like, why would you think like a penis, giraffe looks like a penis? Where did you get that, kind of idea? And he's all like, "Well, some people, their yeah, their equipment tends to kind of look a little different than other people and everything." So everybody gets the idea. He's saying basically his penis looks like a giraffe. And of course, thank God they don't show it. But and then the little boy goes, "Dad, can we go?" And he's like, "Yeah, let's leave." But so there's a lot of funny jokes and stuff in this show. I really dig this, and yeah, I can't recommend this enough. And the cast on here is really great. All three of the women on here are very beautiful. I think if I had to pick a favorite, just my personal preference, but out of the three, if I had to pick a favorite, I'd probably go with Meredith McNeil. I don't know why. It just something about her. I just really like the way she looks, and you know, but yeah, I love a lot of the skits on here, and you got like a like one of my some of my favorite ones are with Nick Frost and Ben Crompton, where they're playing these two guys, and they're always standing around talking, and they're talking about women and relationships and things. And Nick Frost is always saying something like, "Yeah, women don't want nice guys anymore. they want, guys with a dark secret. They want edgy men, and stuff like that. And it's like, you see that woman over there? And Ben Crump says, yeah, she's beautiful. I've been checking her out. He's like, yeah, go over there and tell her you got some really deep, dark secret. And, she'll love you and she'll think you're, super awesome and sexy and all this other kind of stuff. So it turns out the woman is Daisy Haggard. She's just sitting there reading a book, minding her own business. So he comes out, stands beside her, and he like whispers to her, "I just killed 8 nurses," and of course she bugs out of there. She can't get out of that park fast enough. And then he's, what did I do wrong? And then goes back to Nick Frost. It's like, too dark. He's like, yeah, too dark. So that one's really funny. And like another one where they're in a club and all this, and they're talking is like, women don't want nice guys, they want the bad boys and all this, and they see Meredith McNeil, she's just sitting talking with a friend of hers, and so he's all like, yeah, you see that girl over there? Yeah, I've been checking her out. It's like, go over there and just be a downright bastard to her, and I promise she'll be putty in your hands. And you think so? Yeah, I know so, man. So he goes over there, stands over, just pulls out a gun and shoots her in the leg. So it's like, hi, I'm Sam. Of course, she's crying and screaming, and she's in agony and all this other kind of stuff. And so he comes back to Nick Frost and is like, too mean? It's like, yeah, too mean. So I love a lot of the jokes on here. Just, yeah, this is really good. It's a good show. And but yeah, there are jokes where they make fun of, men's equipment, stuff like that. There's you know, yeah, like there's one here. It's really funny. It's like Ben Crompton. He keeps like trying to, it's like these girls. They ask him something like one. I think it's Meredith McNeil. She asks him, would you mind maybe giving me a back rub? She said, my back is hurting. It's bothering me and stuff. And so he's all like, yeah, sure. So it's like he'll go into the kitchen, come back. He always comes back wearing this suit, like he's getting ready for kinky sex. But then they always say, yeah, it's like, oh, you're so great because you don't want sex and you're not being a pervert and everything else. So he's always like, just when he's about to reveal himself to them, he always stops and just kind of like edges out backwards and stuff, and so, but like, so many other stuff, it's like, I mean, I know it seems like I might be giving away a lot, but trust me, there are many, many, many skits on this show. There's, plenty of stuff to enjoy on here. You got like, you got like these two, Nick Frost and Nick Burns, like they're driving in a car and, they're doing, like, Mary Shag Kill. And so it's all like, okay, would you, like Britney Spears and Kelly Brook and I think it was like Natalie and Bruya and all this stuff. And, he's all like, and then Nick Burns' character, he completely takes it too seriously. It's Nick Frost keeps trying to explain, dude, we're on a long road trip. It's just, it's basically just a game, just to pass the time. And, it's all like, it's, just, oh, for crying out loud, just, kind of just get the joke and stuff. And he's all like, yeah, but how can I live with myself if, I shag, like, was it, if I shag Kelly Brook and all this, but what about this relationship and all this stuff? Is like, dude, it's not real. It's just a game, and stuff like that. So, and then the one I thought was really funny was where Nick Burns and Daisy Haggard, they're out driving in the countryside, and she's all like, tell me, where are we going? It's like, I told you, it's a surprise and all this stuff. He's all like, okay, fine. So you're always saying, honey, how we never do anything spontaneous. And she's like, yeah. And so it's all like, well, I thought, we tried something a little different. She's like, well, what did you have in mind? He's like, I thought we'd go into the country and we shoot some cows. And so he pulls a car over and he grabs a gun. And he gets out and he runs and starts shooting at cows and stuff. And, yeah, just, oh my God, this show just is so funny. And I can't recommend it enough. And, it's like, I could keep going on and on, but like I said, I really don't want to give away all the jokes. I gave away plenty of them already. There's a lot of really, really funny skits on here. There's, there's all kinds of sex jokes, but like I said, if you're the kind of person like, if you can't stand seeing, a woman being the butt of a joke, don't watch this. Okay. Because there's a lot of scenes where women are the butt of jokes on the show. But that being said, it goes the other way too. There are scenes there are a lot of skits here where men are the butt of jokes as well. Okay, so it's not okay. This is not a one-sided show. At some point, everybody kind of gets jokes thrown at them. Everybody gets, you know, but yeah, it's like one is Amanda Abington. It's like every time there's like a skit where she meets every single one of these other actors and stuff. And at one point, she's sitting in a playground, and they're like their kids are out there playing. Oh, is that your daughter? Or is that? And then she starts basically, like telling them, oh, your daughter is gonna basically grow up and be like a prostitute, and and yeah, she's gonna be selling her body, to do drugs and all this other kind of stuff. And she looks and sees how horrified the look is on their faces, or they're gonna be fine, So, but yeah, I highly recommend this show. If you can get it, check it out on YouTube. I mean, you can watch on YouTube. They got a lot of the skits on YouTube for free. You can watch them. The show wasn't very long. I mean, it was like I think each season was only like 6 half-hour episodes, but they're really good. All six of these actors and actresses, they're very talented. They're a lot of fun to watch. Now, you would think that because Nick Frost is like here front and center on the cover here, you would think that basically Nick Frost is kind of the star of the show. What's actually really impressive about this is an ensemble cast. It is, he's not the focus of the show. He's in a lot of the skits. He's there are skits where he's making the jokes at people. There are skits he gets jokes made at him. But he's not really. It's not like he's getting preferential treatment over the other actors and actresses. That's what's great about this show. It's completely fair. Everybody kind of gets their moments to shine on this. And the three ladies, they're beautiful, they're sexy, they're funny as hell. Like I said, it's like Daisy Haggard, she's great. Amanda Abington, she's fantastic. Like I said, though, I would have to admit, like, if I had to pick a favorite, it'd probably be Meredith McNeil. There's something about her. I don't know, just something about her style, her comic timing, or something like that. I don't know. She does it for me. But that's not slurring Amanda Abington or Daisy Haggard. The three, it's like Nick Frost. He's gold. Don't really have to talk about him. Ben Crompton, who, like I said, it's if all you know him from is like seeing him play, the dead serious role that he played on Game of Thrones. You might be a little surprised to see, but Ben Crompton is incredibly funny on this show. He's really, really funny. Some of his skits are some of my favorites on here. He's fantastic. Nicholas Burns, he is, man, they're all good. There's no weak links in this show. I can't recommend it enough. So, yeah, I would definitely say if, watch it on, they got the skits on YouTube. Watch it for free. It's a lot of fun. You have, like I said, sex jokes, dating jokes, all kinds of good stuff. Just parenting jokes, things like that. But yeah, definitely give it a look. See, it's a lot of fun. I can't recommend it enough. So yeah, I mean, this is a little bit different. Talking more about a TV series than a movie, but I don't know why. I just felt inspired. I just felt like I really wanted to talk about Manstrokewoman, and so yeah. Not much else I can say about it. Really, I was trying to look for something that was kind of edgy and sexy and stuff like that. And I thought about this. It's like, well, it's a, like I said, unfortunately, there's no nudity, but it is a sexy comedy. There are a lot of sex jokes and things like that. So I thought, why not? I go ahead and give this one a crack. I talk about this one. So anyway, that's going to do it. We talked about the complete series, seasons 1 and 2 of Manstrokewoman, and like I said, I think each season is only 6 half-hour episodes. So altogether, it's like maybe 6 hours. Not even that, I don't think. But trust me, you start watching these, if you like the humor, I've told you what some of the humor is. If you like the humor, that those hours will fly right by. But like I said, if you're not into this kind of humor, yeah, you might want to steer clear of it. So. But anyway, that's going to do it. So, yeah, if anybody took the time to watch this video, I thank you for doing it, and I appreciate you for doing it. I honestly hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. There'll be weekly videos posted, movie reviews, all kinds of fun stuff. So until then, this is Cinema77, horror and cult film lover, and wishing you all a good night. Take care. Pleasant dreams. Bye bye.